Our speaker this morning is Mimi Makupula with her speech entitled Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, Mimi Makupula.
Mr. Congress Chair, Richard Hughes says, it takes experience to know what a catastrophe is. You've all seen and heard on TV the atrocities that have wiped out a town or city, leaving disaster, disabilities, or even death. These are the storms that are visible to the naked eye. They are tangible and can be measured. But let me tell you about a different kind of storm. In 2004, my husband, Simpiwe, and I were working shifts. I was doing a 12-hour shift, and he was on an 8-hour shift. Our lives were like passing ships. Our love was slowly dying. And to our kids, Musa and Leila, we were absent parents. That November, we decided that one of us needed to find a 9-to-5 job in order to rekindle our love and restore our home. I applied. On the 5th of January, Simpiwe's birthday, I received a call that was going to ameliorate our situation. I couldn't wait for his return after dropping the kids at school in order to share the news and shower him with gifts. As soon as he arrived, I said, "Baby, guess what? I got the job, and I'm scheduled to start on the 14th of February. He said, "What?" The next thing I know, I was like, "If being unwrapped and..." I will leave the rest to your imagination. You see, I don't kiss and tell. On the 13th of February 2005, Simpiwe passed away. That is when I realized that the universe doesn't have a sense of humor. I did want to spend more time with the kids, but not once did I say without my husband. The day after the 13th, unfortunately, is the 14th. I should be excited about the job, yet I was doubting my decision. I was going through an invisible storm. Despite the heavy cloud that was hovering over my head, I got up, dressed up, and showed up. The picture taken from my access card was a constant reminder of the pain I was feeling inside. I had to meet the HR officer, Tesha, to consolidate the documentation. As I was sitting in front of her, she said, "Mrs. Makupula, are you going to remain on your spouse medical aid or are you going to join ours?" I felt like she was twisting a dagger in my heart. I responded, "I wish I can, but he passed away yesterday." There was a synchronized drop of her pen and her jaw. I could feel her heart sinking down into her ankles as I remained motionless. "What are you doing here?" she asked, pointing to the contract that was right in front of her, written in bold. I said, "I am scheduled to start today." No, go home, sort yourself out, and come back next week." I used my last ounce of energy to get off the chair. As I was stepping out, the glare of the sun nearly blinded me. The birds, they were as if they were no longer singing, but rather mocking me. This moment was interrupted by the motorist that nearly knocked me over. looking up at the driver, showing no sign of remorse, as I was thinking we could have just finished it off. Proceeding to the car, I could no longer control the tears that were running down my face. I was asking myself, why? The answer was crystal clear. For the two hearts of my children that were still pumping. That thought alone was like injecting fuel into my system. I drove home. And as I opened the door, I was welcomed by two hugs that filled my tank to the brim. The two hugs from Musa and Leila. But then I felt a third hug and the voice that said, "Happy Valentines, my love. You are going to be okay." Simpiwe, my Valentine, my gift was gone. I was destroyed and devastated, yet determined to go on. My friends, storms are going to come. But remember, disaster will always give you two things: a moment to react and a decision to overcome. The 14th of February 2005 was my moment to react. And on that day, I, Mimi Makupula, made a decision that every day for the rest of my life will be Valentine's Day. Mr. Condeshe.